It's the 2K.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our game tonight featuring the New Orleans Pelicans as they go up against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, they have been a team on a mission this season. Best record in the NBA. We're getting deep into the schedule now, and they continue playing dominant basketball. And as we reach the midway point, Kenny, still a lot of games left on the schedule. How do players cope with the wear and tear their bodies go through?
Well, a lot of times when you're mentally or physically tired, you could sit there and all of a sudden you misquote things, you missay things here on the analyst desk. On the basketball court, that's turnovers. That's missing assignments, missing rebounds. Same thing. Like, I know this is our, 82nd game this year. You're starting to feel a little bit. That's how those guys feel.
I didn't know the midpoint was the 82nd game. But anyway, injuries start to take a toll.
No, but we've done 87 two games. Doesn't mean the teams.
We've done a lot of games in our role here in the
right. We get 2 games a night, remember?
On the set.
Yeah, anyway, I was saying the injuries, they start to take a toll. Not just the big ones, the little ones. Type of injuries I hate are the freak injuries. One time, Ernie, I was walking with my shoes off, stubbed my toe.
That's called barefoot.
That's a freak injury. Stubbed my toe, is out for 6 weeks. So you got to get rest, eat well.
Well, if you kick a brick wall, that's not a...
And man up.
Yeah, maybe you should. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Barefoot.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke on our sideline. Last game for the Pelicans, they ended up losing to the Memphis Grizzlies. And guys, the hometown fans not pleased with that dreadful performance. They saw their team get knocked out cold.
And it wasn't just about the bad shooting. It was really more so about the bad offense. They just didn't execute well. The screens weren't there. The spacing was poor, and thusly the defeat.
Well, you've laid out a couple of the details that lead to good offense, or bad if you don't execute them. Shooting is just a byproduct of not screening well and not moving the ball or players well. They didn't execute anything on the offensive end.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Detroit, and it's Henry in at the shooting guard position. Tyner, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Tyner at the line for 2.
The first one falls. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. So for the Pistons, their last game, a win against the Atlanta Hawks.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
Yeah, they put the mute button on them that time. I mean, in front of a hostile crowd, they never let the fans get going. They silenced them over and over again with big, timely shots.
And so it's New Orleans with it. Rollins the pass to Forbes. Here's Tyner. And again, no good by New Orleans. And, here we go. Carter's got it in the fast break chance. And that one's good.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Kevin, thank you. I spoke with the Pistons head coach for just a bit. Coach said that even though this is the first meeting of the year, he didn't expect there to be much of a feeling out period between the teams. He said, listen, we have a group of guys that can all score and do it in a hurry. I expect us to come right at them and test their defense early on. They'll definitely be on the attack, guys.
Okay, Doris, thanks. So they'll be focusing first and foremost on their offense today, guys.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm sure they're not going to ignore their duties at the defensive end, but getting their offense rolling has to be a main concern.
And I think that's exactly the focus. I mean, if they operate as efficiently as they're capable of, defense really won't be as much of an issue because they'll have so many points on the board.
Pelicans shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
Rollins hits them both. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Hines, and he connects with the jumper.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
Pass to Rollins. Count it from 12. The Pistons have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Terrific assist, a nice finish, solid play all around.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Here's Klein, got a hand on it. Carter outside, passes it to Hines. Wide open look. They get it back. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Rebound by the Pistons, getting their first look of the season at this Pelicans team.
And they had some trouble with this group a year ago, and it's a bit of a head-scratcher as to why, given the way both teams ended the year.
Well, if you only looked at talent alone, you would have thought they would have avoided a sweep, but that wasn't the case, was it?
Shot clock at 3. Carter, that's good.
For 3.
New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Tyner. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not making any kind of impact for them at that end of the court right now.
Here's Henry. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. Just 5 to shoot. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Here's a look at the teams that have been dominant offensively over the course of the past month. The Pistons, number 1.
I just love their offensive flow lately. I mean, this is a dominant team offensively because of that rhythm and pace.
And so here is New Orleans, trailing by 2. Here's Klein. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Here's Henry. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. No good. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. Here's Tyner. Here's Rollins. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And guys, let's take a look at how the Pelicans performed last month. 10th in opponent field goal percentage. 11th in field goal percentage. And they're in the top half of the league when it comes to limiting opponents' offense as well.
And you mentioned their opponent's field goal percentage ranking. They do a really good job of closing down the paint, forcing teams to beat them from outside.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
Free throw drops for Rollins. So both teams changing it up here. Rollins hits them both. The Pistons have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. right at the 50% mark. Here's Andrew. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
And it's Cooper missing.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot. Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold, and not a bad idea to give them a little quick breather.
Yeah, they needed the timeout here. Anything to try to get them to forget about the missed shots and get themselves back on track.
As we approach the halfway mark, let's take a look at how everything in the East right now stands. Taking a look at Detroit, they've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And checking out Charlotte, 7 games back.
And checking out Detroit, any fears of a regression for them this season have been laid to bed. They're an elite team yet again, and they're poised for a dominant stretch run here.
Looks that way to me. I mean, this is a team that appears perfectly primed for a deep run into the postseason, as long as they don't suffer any unforeseen injuries or setbacks.
Pistons trail by 3. Here's Hines, and the Pistons getting another bucket right there.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Here's Landry. And a pick bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Landry's got his first points of the night. Here's the screen. Cooper against White. Carter with a screen on Cooper. And White kicks to Carter. Pelicans with the rebound.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Douglas can't hit.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
And I wouldn't bet against him in that situation the next time out. Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
They set the pick. There's the pass to Reynolds. Here's Paulista. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. He has 6.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And checking out some numbers here for Landry, how his last 10 games have gone. He's getting around 4 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Night in and night out, he's their #1 option offensively.
That's why he leads the team in scoring. Almost every play feels like it runs through him.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Kelly's checked in. On defense, the Pelicans. 4-point game. Outside, White. Down low, Burke. Here's Taft. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
What a start they've gotten off to on the glass. I mean, they've come out banging.
And when a game starts off like this, Clark, there's an intimidation factor, a physicality that they've brought that comes into play.
And it's Cooper missing.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Pistons passing it around. Pass to White. Takes the three. Rollins grabs the board. New Orleans has gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Pass to Cooper. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Cooper's got his first points of the game. Pistons trail by 4. Pass to Andrew. Intercepted. Now the pass to Rollins. It's blocked. White with it. He's picked up by Landry. Burke with it. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Here's Kelly. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Here's Douglas. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
That's his first personal foul.
The Pistons shooting their first free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
Landry gets the bucket.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Here's Burke. The tray. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Pelicans lead by 2. On New Orleans, back in a moment. And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. Guys, what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
I just really like what we're seeing from a defensive standpoint, forcing a lot of turnovers with those quick hands.
Yeah, those active hands, Greg, have produced a number of steals early. They've been very aggressive.
New Orleans in the lead. Here's Tyner. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in. He's got 7.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
And for the Pistons, and it's Simpson in at the small forward. And so it's New Orleans with it after the basket by Detroit.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
Here's Philemon, and there's another one for the Pistons.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
And, Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. Clean look from that range. He's got to take it.
Here's Henry. To the left wing. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. The three-pointer, no good. Dishes it to Forbes. Detroit with the rebound.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
Missed it, shooting 50% at 3 for 6. Pelicans leading by 3. Here's Tyner. Drains the three-pointer. 13 points in the game.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Here's Hines. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. New Orleans has gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. There's the pick. Feeds to Kelly. Here's Tyner. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. And now an 8-point Pelican lead.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Here's Hines, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Pelicans.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
White, he's checked in for Detroit. And the second free throw, good. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Tyner, White covering, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. 17 points in the game.
And just a nice bucket there to really just sustain that lead.
Well, a few more possessions like that, and they'll do more than sustain the lead, Greg. I think they'll start to put this thing away by pulling away.
And so here is New Orleans after the basket by Detroit. Shot clock at 6. To the inside, Carter, and he slams it one-handed.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker. He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
There's the screen. Here's Henry. Off target there with the little leaner.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
Good work defensively by Carter. And the basket good. 8 points for him.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Now here is Carter. 14 points from him the last game against Atlanta. Here is Forbes. There's a screen to the paint. Here's Klein. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that. That was a good time to call a timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
now the 2K leaderboard, a list of the teams that have rebounded the ball tremendously over the last 10 games. The Pistons, number 1.
Kevin, that's been a nice run lately. They're making a strong effort on the board, and it's working and paying dividends for them.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Cooper's checked in. And a switch here also for Detroit. Douglas is checked in. And so it's Detroit with the ball. They trail by 9 points. Their next game is at the Rockets Arena in Houston for a game with the Rockets. And that's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. He had a nice open look right there. 11 points in the game.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
They set the pick. Palista, defended by Douglas, trying his luck deep. Forbes can't get it to go.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. For Detroit, they have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Landry's checked in. Both shots good from the stripe.
They've been getting more and more physical as this game has gone along.
And it's starting to pay dividends. They've gotten a lot of trips to the line because of it in this second.
And it's denied. They recover it. And now running up the court, Douglas pushing it up. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
Burke, he's checked in for the Pistons. Detroit shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. For New Orleans, they've gone 8 of 15 since we began the second quarter. Excellent shooting. And again, no good by New Orleans. Kicks to Douglas. The dish to Burke. 3-pointer. That's in, coming off a nice assist from Douglas. Douglas has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Cooper. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. A little shot fake there, got the D out of position. 8 points for him.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending it.
Tapped. Covered by Rollins. Here's Douglas. Stolen. Here is Forbes. 14 points from him the last game against Memphis. Landry against Douglas. Landry no good. The Pistons trailing. Right side, White. True on the 14-footer. White's got his 2nd basket of the night. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth. Oh, tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
Textbook work. Close enough to bother the shot. Good challenge, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact.
Now here's Douglas. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Come on, New Orleans, your Pelicans dance team.
And checking out the stats for Burke, his last 10 games, tops in scoring, first in rebounding, and with his incredible court vision, he's first in the league in assists per game.
And I tell you what, his scoring abilities are almost otherworldly. I mean, no one's been able to slow him down or even come close.
Here's Cooper. There's 1:47 left in the first half. Cannot hit.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
The feed to Burke. Pass to Andrew. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Now it's a 6-point Piston lead.
I like the way they've picked it up here offensively in the second.
Yeah, up above 50% in terms of field goal percentage. They're on a roll.
Here's Kelly looking for his first basket still in this one, and he gets it to go.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now here's Douglas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Andrew. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. He has 7.
He's done a nice job, a great job actually, of finding efficient shots here in the second. Shooting percentage always a function of the kinds of shots you get. And he's on a good roll after struggling a bit in the first.
Here's Kelly. And it's Cooper missing.
And not a night he's going to want to remember. Just not really able to score the basketball.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Soft touch off the glass.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so that's the end of the first half. It's Detroit up 8. And we'll be back with you right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They had some very nice stretches of play in the second quarter at both ends of the floor and got out to a well-deserved 8-point lead by halftime. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
Well, it was an unselfish, team-oriented half of basketball. The ball never stopped moving. Their offense had a great flow to it. It prevented anyone from getting lazy out there. They're always moving, cutting, knowing where they need to pass the ball, Ernie.
Kenny, let's get your opinion on New Orleans.
Well, obviously, they didn't show up on the glass at all. They were getting outworked, out-hustled, and outplayed. And their competition showed just the opposite. They wanted it more. You can't give up a ton of extra possessions in a game like this and expect to win.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
The second half just about to get going here. Pelicans trail by 8. To the inside, Tyner. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
And for the Pistons, and it's Henry in at the 2. Here's Andrew. And it's off from three-point range. And the Pelicans shooting for the game at 42% to the left side wing. From deep. Rebound, Detroit.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke all would apply.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there. Beautiful.
Pistons leading by 4. Henry passes to Hines. And here is Henry. Here's Andrew. No good off the back of the rim. Here's Polista. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Pelicans have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
Polista at the line for 2.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Carter outside. He kicks it to Henry. Here's Hines. Here's Andrew. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Maybe with that, the lid on this basket will be lifted for him.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
One shot. One shot.
Pelicans trail by 6. There's the screen to the left wing. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Rollins, and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Passes it to Andrew. Rollins grabs the board.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Trailing here in the game, you can look at his performance as a direct indicator of why they're losing.
And Detroit has possession. They lead by 4. Offensive rebound, and the shot is good. 8 points for him.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Over to the left wing. Buries it from 3-point range.
Nice stroke from long range. And if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
Making free throws a big key for any team. Let's see the best in the NBA. The Pistons, number 1.
We've talked about rebounding being a key factor in winning. Free throws and free throw percentage is another one of those key factors in winning. This team is the best in the league at making free throws, and that's one of the reasons they're successful.
Here's Hines. Great D on that shot, and it's off the mark. Out to the right wing. Forbes. Rebound, Detroit.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
They set the pick. pass to Carter. Plenty of space. And the shot is good. Carter's got 9.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Here's Tyner. They get it back. The shot by Rollins, no good.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
And so it's New Orleans with it. Here's Henry. That's in there. Carter with the assist. Carter's got 3 assists now in this one. The pass to Rollins. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Pistons leading by 7. Carter drives in. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. Pass to Andrew. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he rips it down.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there. Here's a chance to take a look at the Pistons and how they rank in the NBA right now. First in scoring, first in rebounding, and they're also #1 distributing the basketball. This is a team that knows how to find the open man and convert those opportunities.
And you go back to their offense, the most explosive in the league. I mean, everyone talks about the great offense beating great defenses, and I tell you what, they make it difficult to hang with them.
Polista, White covering. Here's Polista. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. You take a look at Los Angeles. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. And, of course, there's the Pelicans. Not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And I think for New Orleans, they've basically lived up to the expectations so far this season, and that's not really good news for their fan base because those expectations only had them on the brink of the playoffs.
Yeah, which is exactly where they are right now. It's not too late for them to make that kind of emphatic late push that turns a season from average to excellent, though.
And the first one drops. He doesn't get the second one.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboards.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Landry's checked in. White dishes to Douglas. Stolen by Landry. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Knocked away.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Passes it to Andrew. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. And the Pelicans making a change here. Kelly's checked in. Here's White. He averages about 5 points a game. Andrew. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Pistons leading by 8. And White kicks to Douglas. Fires from deep. No luck. New Orleans gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Reynolds. Drops one in from the wing. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Up top, Burke. He's got 6. White against Cooper. Shot clock at 6. Detroit, no good that time either. Pelicans trail by 6. The pass to Reynolds. To the left side wing. Dishes it to Kelly. It's tipped. They set the pick. Here's Landry. The shot is off. And Detroit the other way now. And White kicks to Douglas. Offensive rebound. Using his post move to get the 2 points. He's got 6. New Orleans has gotten the 3-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Shots good.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated, in stride.
Pistons leading by 6. Up top, Burke. Pelicans with the rebound.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Kelly passes to Cooper. He feeds it to Landry. Tries again. Kicks it to Kelly. Here's the 3. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Tapped. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Burke's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
Here's Cooper. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Pistons.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
The first one falls. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Detroit leading by 5. Pass to Andrew. And it comes off the front of the rim. New Orleans has gotten the 3-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. Cooper with the bucket. Cooper's got his 3rd basket of the night. 59 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Now here's Burke. He's got 6, so he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Pistons have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. New Orleans making a switch here. Forbes checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throws. Beautiful to watch.
From 12 feet out. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Kelly's got 7 points for the quarter.
Now that's a killer crossover. The defender got totally shook up by that move.
Feeds it to Carter. A solo fast break. No one near Landry as he lets it go. Offline from the top of the key.
Man, he's just pulled a Harry Houdini in this quarter. He's completely disappeared.
And he gets the bucket. Carter's got 14 points for the game. Pelicans trail by 6. Here's Cooper. 6 points for him. To the wing on the left. Shoots it. Shot by Kelly, no good. Douglas. No good. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Pistons lead by 6. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Pistons leading by 6. To the middle. Here's Carter. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. If they want things to be easy on themselves here late, make sure he has the ball. Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, as cool as can be, Clark. Great focus and efficiency. That's how they built this lead.
And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. And it's Simpson in at the 3. Here's the screen. Pass to Rollins. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
At the line for your Pelicans, Rollins. Taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Both good from the line that time. Pistons leading by 7. Passes it to Simpson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
At the line of the Pelicans, Simpson taking 2 shots.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Both shots good from the stripe. Pelicans trail by 9. Kelly dishes to Forbes. And now the Pistons fast break. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Carter's got 5 points in the quarter.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does. Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge, too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball.
Here's Kelly. Shoots from 12. The shot misses. And Detroit the other way now. The pass to Simpson. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Carter on the wing. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
He used that pick to perfection. He's got 26.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
There's the pick. Simpson, the pass to Hines. Shoots. Can't get it to go. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game. And the next game, it'll be played in Los Angeles. That one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. Clock at 6. Lets it fly from 18. And too long on the shot. Pistons leading by 10. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. That's tipped. And now the Pelicans on the break. Forbes can't get it to go.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Here's Henry. But they recover it.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball. Well, you got to put a body on your man when the shot goes up. That's just fundamental basketball. They're giving up way too many offensive rebounds.
Your Pelicans dance team.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Over that last break, I listened to the Pelicans head coach address his team. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, "We've put ourselves in a corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys."
Here is Forbes. Three-pointer. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Pistons leading by 12. Carter on the wing, covered by Rollins. Pistons passing it around. They set the screen. And Carter with the basket on the assist by Henry. Carter's got 16 here in the second half.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot.
Here's Rollins. Misses off the left iron.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that one. Defender there all over.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
2 shots.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. He hits both from the stripe. Pelicans trail by 16. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Here's Paulista, the 15-footer. Good.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Here's Hines, and that one is hammered home.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
Not at all.
Well, I tell you, I think his body control and concentration in the air are really unique.
Here's Henry. He dishes it to Carter. Off target with his three. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Down low. Here's Klein, and it's off the back rim. No good.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
And that one's good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end. You know what? That was good defensive effort. But on a shooter like him, sometimes it just isn't enough.
Hines, the pass to Andrew. No good. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. Here's Tyner, and again, New Orleans with the triple.
He's really picked up where he left off in the first.
Pistons leading by 12.
Detroit calls timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, your Pelicans dance team.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, head coach of the Pistons had some words for his team over the break. He went over the offensive plan and that it hinges on running through Carter. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. Guys, they're operating under the principle that it's never too late to fine-tune the game plan. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks, Doris. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Here's Philemon, and the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Pass to Cooper. Here's Rollins. Pass to Cooper. Here's Rollins. Can't hit the free throw line jumper.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Pistons passing it around. Right at the free throw line. They get the rebound. There's the dish to Carter. Good. Carter's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Here's Cooper, 16 feet away, and he gets it to go.
Cooper!
Pistons leading by 12. Hines, he's guarded by Cooper. 1:57 left to play here in the fourth.
Nothing's going his way since the horn. Looks like he used up all his makes in the last quarter.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
At the line for your Pelicans, Forbes.
And that one misses.
At the line for 2.
Good on the second free throw.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
So it's Detroit now. They led by as many as 18 points. Vilima, who scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
No hesitation. When he saw the space the D was giving him, that's 2.
They set the pick. Here's Cooper. 6 to shoot. Out to the right wing. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
At the line for your Pelicans, Rollins.
That free throw missing. So neither attempt will fall that time for him.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the game. I mean, the rebounding has been very one-sided.
Yeah, and they've been on the winning end. I mean, effort is one thing you can always control in addition to attitude. I would credit this lead to force of will.
And that one's good.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Detroit.
Clark, this was a physical game.
Yeah, but the awareness they had offensively to penetrate really was the difference.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Carter. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see his imprint put all over it.
The first one falls. And he can't hit the second.
He's done a much better job of getting to the line here. Aggressively taking it inside and not shying away from contact. I thought he was settling a bit in the first.
Now here's Burke. There's the screen. Vilima. Landry grabs the miss. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. He trains the quick shot.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Shoots, and he hits the jump shot. And the Pistons lead by 14.
And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No win on the road comes easy.
Not in the NBA, they don't. And trust me, they're going to take a little extra pleasure in this win, having silenced an entire building of hostile fans.
What a final quarter these guys are having from downtown, just burying the threes in bunches.
And they might as well keep going back to the well. No reason not to. I mean, work that perimeter. It's going good for you. Work it until it stops.
And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now we'll go to the studio with the award-winning Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's move on to our Jordan Player of the Game. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.